up, guys? Matt back again with another unboxing video, and this is the latest Demon Slayer Ichiban Kuji Hashira training. And in today's video, we'll be unboxing and reviewing the entire set fresh out of Japan. Before we dive into the video, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell, like the video, comment your thoughts down below for us to discuss, follow me on my socials, and consider becoming a YouTube member to enter into our monthly giveaways and Discord server so our community can help you on your Dragon Ball figure collecting journey. Now then, let's begin with Prize A, Sanemi Shinazagawa. Sanemi is the Wind Hashira of Demon Slayer and one of the major supporting characters of the anime. I couldn't find an exact reference to the figure, but it does remind me of the episode when Sanemi is basically bullying Tanjiro while threatening to kill Nezuko. There's a lot to appreciate here on the figure itself. I love the details of the sculpt, his hair looks wild and very well crafted, and of course these Demon Slayer figures always have special care to add that finer detail on their swords. He's got his signature sword colors, ninja star / floral design for the sword hilt, and of course the Demon Slayer inscription on the blade. The figure comes with plenty of shading in his hair, on his white coat with mixtures of blacks, and even on his pants and shirt. There is shading on his skin, but they decided to go with what I would believe to be a more manga-focused shading style, as he's covered in mixtures of natural skin tones and very striking whites. While I can appreciate Bandai trying to capture more of the manga with this paint and shading choice, it does make the figure look a bit odd in execution. I'm also not the biggest fan of his face. I love the vein in his eyes, which is pretty iconic for the character, but I think his nose and smile bring it down a bit. Overall, I think this is my least favorite in the set and could have used some more time in the oven. Moving on, let's slither our way over to Iguro Obanai, the Serpent Hashira of Demon Slayer. The figure reminds me a lot of this panel from the manga when Iguro is about to slash the crap out of someone. This Iguro figure has some pretty cool attention to detail, especially on its sculpt. There's the obvious, like his flowing coat as he prepares to slash with his blade, but his curvy sword is just as it was in the anime and manga, plus they included the snake coming from somewhere on his body wrapped around his neck to add a really nice touch. Iguro's face is pretty plain, but does capture the likeness of the character very well. I'm personally not a big fan of how a lot of these Demon Slayers have less detailed faces than, say, Dragon Ball figures, but I think that just might be chalked up to the anime's art style, maybe. His paint and shading is far more subtle than the others in this set, with the only notable shading coming from his pants and shirt. My figure also came with some notable QC issues on his coat, with lots of sloppy paint application and scuffs along the coat. Honestly, that's pretty disappointing for a high-end Masterlies. I do like this Iguro and believe that he'll make my growing Demon Slayer collection look much better as a group, but I wish they added some more detail and took greater care when painting his coat. Now, let's discuss the first Hashira we ever see in the series. Everyone's favorite water boy, Giyu Tomiyaka. Giyu is one of my favorite characters throughout the series. His design and personality are very cool and memorable to me. The figure seems based on the very first episode of the series when he points his blade at Tanjiro. He's a lot more angry in the anime than on the figure, but I'm pretty happy with the direction they went in terms of his likeness, since he's usually pretty calm and collected. I do think that his eyes are maybe a bit too wide, and they could have done a better job at making him look more handsome like in the show. His face does look better from an upper angle, but I still think it could be improved upon. This figure is also a recycle of the first Masterlies Giyu from Ichiban Kuji Demon Slayer, the highest ranking swordsman, Hashira. The figure is nearly identical from what I can tell from pictures, but I do prefer this figure's pose and style as he actually has his sword drawn instead of sheathed. I love seeing the blue colors on his blade along with that signature Demon Slayer inscription. In regular Masterlies fashion, he does have shading applied on his pants and shirt, however, that's where the shading ends. It seems like it's a common trend throughout the figure. I think due to Giyu's size and confident pose, he definitely demands quite a bit of presence in this set. He's not my favorite of the set, but is pretty dang close even with his lack of shading, recycled sculpt, and somewhat off likeness. Finally, we've arrived at the last one prize and my favorite figure of the set, the mysterious ghost of Sabito. I'll say up front that I thought Bandai would have selected a different Hashira like Tengen for this set, but there's always next time. I can't complain too hard about Bandai giving us a brand new character within the Demon Slayer Masterlies line of figures. I'd say out of all of the figures in this set, Sabito has the best looking likeness. I'm not quite sure what the source was for this, but I kind of wish they would have gone with the art render seen here. Nonetheless, I still think his face and pose are spectacular. The addition of the fox mask in his hand is a nice touch and even includes some glossy paint on the scar of the mask. Sabito also has plenty of shading on his coat, which is something that most of the figures in this set were lacking. And while Sabito doesn't have a Demon Slayer inscription on his sword, I do love how it shines, and just having his sword drawn is always a plus. There's not much more to say in regards to the figure, as it is a bit simplistic like the rest of the set, but I do think it excels in its simplicity. It's probably my second favorite Demon Slayer figure so far, next to my Masterlies Tanjiro that I'll be reviewing in a future video. Overall, guys, I do like this set. I think it's pretty solid. Definitely not a banger of a Masterlies set, but I would say that it falls somewhere in the realm of a B-tier Masterlies set. If you are a big fan of Demon Slayer and Masterlies figures and you want to complete an entire set, I would definitely recommend picking up at least the brand new Hashira of this set. If you haven't gotten Giyu from the former Ichiban Kuji set that I mentioned earlier, this would be a great opportunity to get what I think would be the more superior figure out of both of them. And of course, again, you can complete a whole set of Hashira, as I think that's the direction that they're going in as of right now for Masterlies. I do hope in the future that they start to create other characters such as the Upper Moons in Demon Slayer, and maybe some of the main characters. We still don't have Zenitsu or Inosuke or a Nezuko within Masterlies for Demon Slayer. So please, 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 Bandai, let us start to spread out a little bit from the Hashira. Maybe in the next set, just get them all done, be done with it, and let's move on. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, please leave a like, comment your thoughts on the set down below in the comment section, and of course, consider subscribing so you can see more videos like this in the future. But until the next video, guys, I will see you all later.